the monastery here in Sinai, one of the most memorable things that people look at is this well right here. They do have the lid closed right now, but inside that is water. This has been the source of water for literally thousands and thousands of years. And this is the land of the Midianites, where Moses escaped to, and this is where Jethro's daughter was trying to give her flocks water. And so Moses came and was able to drive off the shepherds that were making problems for them and give them water right here. So this is where he met his wife, and this is where they began their relationship. He eventually moved in with the family of Jethro, and then married his daughter. And you can see the whole history of Moses here on the wall here. And so we'll read the gospel, and this is a very important part of the escape of Moses and the beginning of the Lord's call for him to come back. So take a look here at the well. You can see how deep it is and that it still has water in it. So here we're right next to the well where Moses met his wife, and I wanted to show you this right here. Pilgrims that come here can actually open this tap, and they can wash their hands or their faces or whatever with the same water that's been here for thousands and thousands of years, that even the monastery, they still use this as water. They have other wells as well, but this is the water from that well. We are in a very special place because there's a bush which is the same scientific name, it's the same type of bush that was originally in the place where St. Helen built the chapel here in Sinai back in the 4th century. So it's important because many people who want to come here want to have the same experience that Moses had. And we'll talk about that experience right now. So if you want to see the original roots of the bush, you have to go into the Burning Bush Chapel, which is inside the church. And you certainly can't film there, you can't take pictures, but you can pray. And I think that's why the monks keep it so sacred. So it's built, the Burning Bush has a beautiful apse built above it. And in that apse is the Transfiguration of the Lord, a beautifully restored Transfiguration mosaic that was actually put in by Justinian. And that was in the 6th century when he built the bigger monastery and church around that small chapel of St. Helen. Now, when we think about that Transfiguration, it's because the monks who come here are seeking the face of God. They're seeking him, and they see him in flame in a certain sense, and that's why you have the Transfiguration there, just like what happened to Moses in this bush. Now, if you notice, a lot of the branches at the bottom of this bush have no leaves, and it's not because it grows that way, it's actually because the pilgrims come here, and if they want to take home with them a souvenir from their pilgrimage, what better souvenir than a leaf from the burning bush? So let's read from the Bible, from Exodus, what happened here with Moses. We're going to go straight to chapter 3. Now Moses was keeping his flock, the flock of his father Jethro, the priest of Midian. Midian is actually a group of people. They lived mostly in Saudi Arabia, current day Saudi Arabia, but they were dispersed all around this area. Remember that they were Bedouins, and so most people do believe that they also lived in this area. And so he was the priest of Midian, it says, and he led the flock to the west side of the wilderness and came to Horeb. Remember, that's where we are right now, the mountain of God. And the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. So I want you to be able to picture the fire in this bush behind us. That's what he saw. And then it says, he looked, and behold, the bush was burning, yet it was not consumed. And so that's one of the most important reasons why they consider this to be like the icon of Mary, burning yet not consumed. And Moses said, I will turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. Now I want to stop right there and just mention there are signs that when you're in a relationship with somebody, you pick up. And so Moses was very sensitive to these signs of God. So it's very interesting. When the Lord saw that he turned aside, which is what he was hoping, I suppose, God called out to him from the bush, Moses, Moses. He calls him by name. And he said, here am I. Then he said, do not come near, but put off your shoes from your feet, for the place on which you are standing is holy ground. Now, since I'm here for and with each and every one of you, I myself am going to follow those indications given by the Lord to Moses and take off my shoes, because this is holy ground. So this is the holy ground that we are stepping on right now. Just today I saw several pilgrims actually coming here to visit the monastery, and they were also without their shoes on. And so this is something which is passed on from generation to generation. So what happens then? We see that Moses takes off his sandals, or he takes off his shoes to be able to stand here before the bush. And then it says the following. I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And what happened? Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. So if he hid his face, it means that he realized that God was actually here present. And so with that mantle that we've been traveling with, just like with Elijah up on the mountaintop, he hid his face. But his ears were open to hear what the Lord said. And so he continues, and this is extremely important. The Lord said he has seen the affliction of his people in Egypt. And then he says, come, I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring forth my people, the sons of Israel, out of Egypt. This is the moment of Moses' call. When his feet are touching this holy ground, his ears are open, and he's going to be sent to an impossible mission. And Moses said to God, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh? And then God says, I will be with you. I will be with you. The most important thing here, and as we continue our pilgrimage of freedom, just keep in mind, we always have to keep in mind, the most important thing is this relationship with the Lord. He is with us, and he promises to be with us, just like he said with Moses. And the relationship is that he is his God, but let's see what else he says. He says, the sign that I will give to show you that this is the truth is that you shall serve God upon this mountain. You shall serve God upon this mountain. Speaking of the future, so when he brings them out of Egypt, it's almost as if Moses knew where he had to come back to so that he could serve the Lord right here. And this is exactly what happened. Now, there's one other thing I want to mention as we're here before the burning bush, and that is explained starting in verse 13. And this is the conversation, and this beautiful relationship is made manifest between Moses and the Lord. And this is what it says. Moses asks him, if I come to the sons of Israel and say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you, they will ask me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? God said to Moses, I am who am. I am who am. So that is the name of the Lord himself. And he said, say this to the sons of Israel, I am has sent me to you. And then he continues on further, this is my name forever, and thus I am to be remembered throughout all generations. And so with this, Moses takes up this call and says, okay, he's going to be with me. I'm going to worship him on this mountain. And it's because of the call that came from this bush. So it's been a blessing to bring you here with me. And so at this moment, in my bare feet, standing on this holy ground, I am going to actually say a prayer for you on the base of this burning bush, and God willing, even be able to get one of those leaves that so many pilgrims desire to take with them after their pilgrim journey here. So let's look at this bush, and even if we hide our faces from the Lord, let us listen to him. Call us by name and call us to freedom. God bless you.